Wingsuit flying is the sport of gliding through the air using a wingsuit which adds surface area to the human body to enable a significant increase in lift. The modern wingsuit, first developed in the late 1990s, creates a surface area with fabric between the legs and under the arms. Wingsuits are sometimes referred to as birdman suits, flying squirrel suits, and bat suits. A wingsuit flight normally ends by deploying a parachute, and so a wingsuit can be safely flown from any point that provides sufficient altitude for flight and parachute deployment, normally a skydiving, drop aircraft, or base jump exit point. The wingsuit flyer wears parachute equipment specially designed for skydiving or base jumping. While the parachute flight is normal, the canopy pilot typically unzips arm wings to be able to reach the steering parachute toggles and control the descent path. History. An early attempt at wingsuit flying was made on the 4th of February 1912 by a 33-year-old tailor, Franz Reichel, who jumped from the Eiffel Tower to test his invention of a combination of parachute and wing, which was similar to modern wingsuits. He misled the guards by saying that the experiment was going to be conducted with a dummy. He hesitated quite a long time before he jumped, and was killed when he hit the ground head first, opening a measurable hole in the frozen ground. A wingsuit was first used in 1930 by a 19-year-old American, Rex Finney of Los Angeles, California, as an attempt to increase horizontal movement and maneuverability during a parachute jump. These early wingsuits were made of materials such as canvas, wood, silk, steel, and whalebone. They were not very reliable, although some birdmen, notably Clemson and Leo Valentine, claimed to have glided for miles. In the mid-1990s, the modern wingsuit was developed by Patrick de Gaillardin of France, adapted from the model used by John Carter. In 1997, the Bulgarian Sami Popov designed and built a wingsuit which had a larger wing between the legs and longer wings on the arms. His prototype was developed at Boulder City, Nevada. Testing was conducted in a vertical wind tunnel in Las Vegas at Flyway Las Vegas. Popov's wingsuit first flew in October 1998 over Jean, Nevada, but it never went into commercial production. Popov's design was a great improvement in creating lift. It was able to slow the vertical speed to 30 km per hour while gliding horizontally at speeds over 300 km per hour. In 1998, Chuck Darkind Rags built a version which incorporated hard ribs inside the wing airfoils. Although these more rigid wings were better able to keep the shape in flight, this made the wingsuit heavier and more difficult to fly. Rags' design also never went into commercial production. Flying together for the first time, Popov and Rags showcased the designs side by side at the World Free Fall Convention at Quincy, Illinois, in August 1999. Both designs performed well. At the same event, multiple formation wingsuit skydives were made which included de Gaillardin's, Popov's, and Rags' suits. Commercial era. In 1999, Jari Kozma of Finland and Robert Peknik of Croatia teamed up to create a wingsuit that was safe and accessible to all skydivers. Kozma established Birdman International Limited. The same year, Birdman's Classic, designed by Peknik, was the first wingsuit offered to the general skydiving public. Birdman was the first manufacturer to advocate the safe use of wingsuits by creating an instructor program. Created by Kozma, the instructor program's aim was to remove the stigma that wingsuits were dangerous and to provide wingsuit beginners with a way to safely enjoy what was once considered the most dangerous feat in the skydiving world. With the help of birdman instructors Scott Campos, Chuck Blue and Kim Griffin, a standardized program of instruction was developed that prepared instructors. Wingsuit manufacturers Squirrel Wingsuits, Tony Suits Wingsuits, Phoenix Fly Your Body, and Itro Rigging have also instituted coach training programs. Despite the training and regulation, wingsuit base jumping remains a precarious pastime. A 2012 University of Colorado study found that for wingsuit base jumping there was approximately one severe injury for every 500 jumps undertaken. Technical mechanics. The wingsuit flyer enters free fall wearing both a wingsuit and parachute equipment. Exiting an aircraft in a wingsuit requires skilled techniques that differ depending on the location and size of the aircraft door. These techniques include the orientation relative to the aircraft and the airflow while exiting, and the way in which flyers spread the legs and arms at the proper time so as not to hit the aircraft to become unstable. The wingsuit immediately starts to fly upon exiting the aircraft in the relative wind generated by the forward speed of the aircraft. Exiting from a base jumping site, such as a cliff, or exiting from a helicopter, a paraglider, or a hot air balloon, is fundamentally different from exiting a moving aircraft, as the initial airspeed upon exit is absent. In these situations, a vertical drop using the forces of gravity to accelerate is required to generate the airspeed that the wingsuit then converts to lift, at a planned altitude above the ground in which a skydiver or base jumper typically deploys the parachute. Wingsuit flyers will also deploy the parachutes. The parachute is flown to a controlled landing at the desired landing spot using typical skydiving or base jumping techniques. A wingsuit modifies the body area exposed to wind to increase the desired amount of lift with respect to drag generated by the body. An attainable glide ratio of some wingsuits is 2.5, 1 or more. This means that for every meter dropped, 2.5 meters are gained moving forward. This ratio can be referred to as flight efficiency. With body shape manipulation and by choosing the design characteristics of the wingsuit, flyers can alter both the forward speed and fall rate. The pilot manipulates these flight characteristics by changing the shape of the torso, arching and rolling the shoulders and moving hips and knees, and by changing the angle of attack in which the wingsuit flies in the relative wind, and by the amount of tension applied to the fabric wings of the suit. The absence of a vertical stabilizing surface results in little damping around the yaw axis, so poor flying technique can result in a spin that requires active effort on the part of the skydiver to stop. Wingsuit flyers can measure the performance relative to the goals with the use of free-fall computers that record the amount of time they were in flight, the altitude they deployed the parachute, and the altitude they entered free fall. The fall rate speed can be calculated from this data and compared to previous flights. GPS receivers can also be used to plot and record the flight path of the suit, and when analyzed, can indicate the amount of distance flown during the flight. Base jumpers can use landmarks on exit points, along with recorded video of the flight by ground crews, to determine the performance relative to previous flights and the flights of other base jumpers at the same site. A typical skydiver's terminal velocity in belly-to-earth orientation ranges from 180 to 225 km per hour. A wingsuit can reduce these speeds dramatically. A vertical instantaneous velocity of 40 km per hour has been recorded. However, the speed at which the body advances forward through the air is still much higher. The tri-wing wingsuit has 3 individual ram air wings attached under the arms and between the legs. The mono-wing wingsuit design incorporates the whole suit into one large wing. Further developments. Wingpack. Another variation on which studies are being focused is the wingpack, which consists of a strap-on rigid wing made of carbon fiber. It is a mix between a hang glider and a wingsuit. The wingpack can reach a glide ratio of 6 and permits transportation of oxygen bottles and other material. On the 31st of July 2003, the Austrian Felix Baumgartner, jumping from 9 kilometers, successfully crossed the English Channel in 14 minutes using a wingpack, having covered over 35 kilometers. In 2006, the German company ESG introduced the Griffon, a wingpack specifically destined for the secret incursions of the Special Forces. Wingsuit base. Since 2003, many base jumpers have started using wingsuits, giving birth to whiz-base. Some popular places where whiz-base is practiced: Ikkerage and Trollveggen in Norway, Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland, Chamonix in France, and Monte Brento in Italy, with the landing field near Dro. One technique is proximity flying, which is flying close to the faces and ridges of mountains. Louis-Jean Albert of France is generally considered one of the first proximity flyers. His pioneering flying brought many base jumpers into the sport. In November 2012, Alexander Polly became the first whiz-base jumper to successfully strike a wingsuit target. This target was made of foam and around 3 meters tall. Jet-powered wingsuits. As of 2010, there have been experimental powered wingsuits, often using small jet engines strapped to the feet or a wingpack setup to allow for even greater horizontal speeds and even vertical ascent. On the 25th of October 2005, in Lahti, Finland, Vesa Parvirainen jumped from a hot air balloon in a wingsuit with 2 small turbojet engines attached to his feet. The engines provided approximately 160 N of thrust each and ran on fuel. Parvirainen achieved approximately 30 seconds of horizontal flight with no noticeable loss of altitude. Parvirainen continued jumping from hot air balloons and helicopters, including one for the Stunt Junkies program on Discovery Channel. Christian Stadler from Germany organized the first international wingsuit competition to feature a monetary prize in 2005, called Skyjester's Wings Over Mile. His Vega 3 wingsuit system uses an electronic adjustable hydrogen peroxide rocket. The rocket provides 1,000 newtons of thrust and produces no flames or poisonous fumes. His first successful powered wingsuit jump was in 2007, when he reached horizontal speeds of over 255 kilometers per hour. Using a powered wingpack, Yves Rossi became the first person to attain the maneuverability and flight distances of an aircraft, moving only his body for steering. His experimental wingpack, however, is not commercially viable because the required construction materials are prohibitively expensive. He took an 8-minute flight over the Swiss Alps. Training. Flying a wingsuit adds considerable complexity to a skydive. According to the Skydiver's Information Manual, the United States Parachute Association requires that any jumper flying a wingsuit for the first time have either a minimum of 200 free fall skydives made within the past 18 months and receive one-on-one instruction from an experienced wingsuit jumper, or have 500 jumps experience to attempt to fly a wingsuit without an instructor. Requirements in other nations are similar. Wingsuit manufacturers offer training courses and certify instructors, and also impose the minimum jump numbers required before purchasing a wingsuit. Records. Wingsuit formation records. Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the world governing air sports body, established judging criteria for official world record wingsuit formations in February 2015. The rules are available on the FI website. Prior to this, the largest wingsuit formation officially recognized as meeting the criteria for a national record consisted of 68 jumpers, which set a U.S. national record at Lake Elsinore, California, on 12 November 2009. The largest global record was a diamond formation involving 100 jumpers at Perris, California, on the 22nd of September 2012. Two world records have been set today. A 42-person formation over Mosul, Belgium, set an FI record on the 18th of June 2015. A 61-person formation set a new FI record on the 17th of October 2015 over Perris Valley Airport near Perris, California. Wingsuit base jump records highest on the 23rd of May 2006. The Australian couple Heather Swan and Glenn Singleman jumped from 6,604 meters off Meru Peak in India, setting a world record for highest whiz base jump. This record was broken on the 5th of May 2013 by the Russian Valery Rozov, who jumped from 7,220 meters on Mount Everest's North Col. The longest verified whiz-base jump is 7.5 kilometers by the American Dean Potter on the 2nd of November 2011. Potter jumped from the Eiger Mountain, and spent 3 minutes and 20 seconds in flight, descending 2,800 meters of altitude. Wingsuit flight records fastest on the 28th of May 2011. Japanese wingsuit pilot Shin Ito set world records for the fastest speed reached in a wingsuit of 363 kilometers per hour, longest time and highest altitude on 20 and the 21st of April 2012. Colombian skydiver Jonathan Flores set Guinness World Records in wingsuit flying. The jumps took place in La Guajira in Colombia for the following records. Longest time. The longest wingsuit flight was 9 minutes 6 seconds. The highest altitude wingsuit jump was 11,358 meters. Landing a month later, on the 23rd of May 2012, British stuntman Gary Connery safely landed a wingsuit without deploying his parachute, landing on a crushable runway built with thousands of cardboard boxes. Farthest 3 days later, on the 26th of May 2012, the Japanese wingsuit pilot Shin Ito achieved 2 new world records. Greatest horizontal distance flown in a wingsuit, 26.9 kilometers, and greatest absolute distance flown in a wingsuit, 28.707 kilometers. Both flights taking place above Yolo County, California, USA. Safety. The sport of wingsuit flying is dangerous, and the pursuit of it has contributed to a number of notable fatalities since its inception. In popular culture, wingsuits were showcased in the 1969 movie The Gypsy Moths, starring Burt Lancaster and Gene Hackman. In Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, a 2003 movie, the character, Lara Croft, evades a group of henchmen by base jumping off of a partially finished skyscraper. The stunt was performed by the 2 men who developed the suits. No CGI, wires, nets, or other special effects were used. In William Gibson's book Spook Country, one of the characters is injured when base jumping off the Burj Khalifa Tower in Dubai while wearing a wingsuit. The wingsuit is prominently featured in the game Just Cause 3, as well as a powered version using the fictional mineral bavarium.